Hello, this is Stampy Longnose and welcome to a Battlefield 3 beta gameplay commentary. This is me here at the very start of the game. I'm using the recon kit with the SV98 sniper rifle, and I'm at the start. I'm going straight towards the B Mcom station. I'm basically trying to defend that area because that's probably the best area to go if you're using a sniper rifle. There's the longest lines of sights and you often find people trying to flank on that far left side going behind those trees. So if you are going to snipe, I would recommend trying to cover the B point, but that basically depends on what the other team are doing. If you can see them all constantly rushing A, then it might be a good idea to switch to try and defend the A site. But you see there, one guy did manage to sneak past and did get the arm, but that grenade I throw there is a very good grenade, because not only do you often be able to take people out that are arming or have just armed, but it also destroys some of the cover there so you can see the B point better. I didn't want to go and try and get the disarm. I wanted to be trying to cover my other teammates because I'm using a sniper, but I'm not sure if they are going to go for it, and I do actually run in. I'm kind of standing in a bit of a bad place. I probably should have gone prone and maybe gone around the side a bit, but I am taken out, and unfortunately they do destroy the B point very early on in the game, which is a bit unfortunate. But then again, I mean, this point at this first section in the park, you can generally assume that they are going to destroy both the points. I mean, obviously try and stop them, but I've never been in a game on either side, whether I'm defending or attacking, where they've been stopped from destroying both these points. It's kind of inevitable, but I mean, as I say, it's try your best to try and stop them from doing it. So now I know they're going for the A point, and I'm basically trying to defend it as much as I can. Normally, I kind of stay back a little bit, and I'm basically trying to thin their numbers rather than directly stop them. Like, rather than directly just staring at the point, I'm basically trying to stop people from getting to the point. But because I've played a few lobbies with these people, I know my teammates aren't very good. They're not very objective-minded, so I'm kind of going a little bit closer than I otherwise normally would, especially as I'm using a sniper rifle. You see, I did actually speed up the gameplay a little bit here, leading up to this moment, and I do speed up the gameplay a few times, and I actually do cut ahead a couple times, basically to keep things moving along, because it is quite a long game, and Battlefield, there's not action all of the time. There is sometimes a little bit of waiting or just travelling around, and I'm here in probably a bit of a bad position. I shouldn't have really gone here. I've moved up a little bit too much. I'm not in a strong sniper position. There could be people coming from the left or the right of me, but I managed to try and hold my own for a little bit, because the sniper rifles can actually be used close range. I wouldn't recommend trying to go and use them close range to, I don't know, do quick scoping or whatever, but I mean, if you do get in a close range situation, don't be afraid to sometimes go for the quick scope or the no scope rather than using your pistol, because once you've improved your accuracy and you can do it consistently, then I mean, there's nothing stopping you from being able to do that. There's not that much sway, and if you're close range using the SV98, you can actually kill in one body shot, as you see I do manage to do there. So it's quite a nice moment there of a few quick scopes. I actually sniped one of them so hard he actually disappeared, which shows the power of this gun. But I know I'm going to die eventually here. I'm in a bad position, so I'm basically trying to kill them until I killed enough so I can make an escape. But I should have vaulted over that fence to the right, but instead I run straight down the path and get shot in the back because of it by some guy using an M16. I saw so many of them rushing up. I see that they're playing very offensively, so I'm going to move straight towards that A point again. Once again, going a little bit closer to the point than I normally otherwise would. If it was a bit more of a balanced game, I would be kind of trying to stay back a little bit more and thin out their numbers rather than literally being the person killing the players and disarming the points. But as I say, my teammates weren't very good, so I do try and push up a little bit more, try and use my pistol, maybe close range. I'd say the recon class is actually probably more effective in this game attacking than defending, even though they are still good when you are defending, because every kill takes away a ticket, which is basically what you need to do to win the game, take away all of the other team's tickets. When you're attacking, you can use the motion sensor and the radio beacon a lot more effectively. Setting up a radio beacon near to the point is extremely effective, so I'd sometimes even recommend equipping a shotgun, or the PP20 I think the gun's called, just a close range gun with the recon kit, basically so you can use the radio beacon, because they are so powerful. It's just basically like a constant spawn point for your teammates to get near the area, and that's like just cutting down on the distance it takes to travel to the point, so you've got a constant flow of enemies already there at the point. That's kind of all you need. It's not necessarily all just down to aim and individual skill, it's just the tactically superior team which is going to win this game. You see here I miss a few snipes. I think that's mainly because of the pressure of it. I see they're all getting to the point the arm's going, so I'm kind of panicking. I'm shooting a little bit quicker than I normally would. But I do catch a couple guys kind of lying prone at the point. I do manage to take them out, but it's a little bit too late for me to go in and try and get the disarm. I see there's no teammates there, so unfortunately it is blown up and they do win the park section. But as I say, I mean, you can generally expect them to destroy both the points in this area, so it's kind of the main point where you can really stop them is that first section in the subway. I mean, you'll get a lot of times you get a good spawn trap on people as they're literally just first dropping down into the subway, and once they break past that they normally do manage to get those next 2 points, so you really want to stop them as early on. Make sure that no one gets that quick rush, because as soon as these 2 points are destroyed and those holes in the floor are made, you can sometimes get people just charging straight down for the arm, catch the other team off guard, and that is generally what you want to try and do. So if you can hold them off at that first initial point and hold them off in this first area where there's only really 3 routes that they've got to go, that's a very effective way to defend in this area. And so you see me here, I've switched class. I don't really want to be sniping in these more close range areas. I'm using the M249 LMG. I got the bipod, which I'd strongly recommend using on all of the LMGs, and I'm also using the extended mags, which gives me, instead of 100 rounds, 200 rounds. So the extended mags in a gun like this is really crucial. I mean, 100 rounds is quite a lot anyway, and just doubling that just means that I basically don't really have to reload in any battles. I can choose when I want to reload, when I know I'm going to be safe, and I can just back off a little bit. So at this point here, they got 3 different areas that they can attack from. They can come from the left of me, from the right of me, or through this middle tunnel. And this middle tunnel is so thin, I can just easily lie down here, and I just know they're just going to be funneled straight towards me, and I can defend this area all by myself. And I mean, unless there's a lot of you other teammates trying to come here as well, this is where I'm generally always going. Because, I mean, with this game, it's not like Call of Duty or Halo, where you're kind of feel like you've got to be part of everything yourself. If I'm playing Halo and there's a flag run, I'm going to be constantly near the guy with the flag, trying to defend him, moving up to power positions, basically running all over the map to try and have as much map presence as possible. In a game like this, you can kind of set yourself a smaller objective. I can say, right, my objective is to stop the team from getting through this tunnel, and I'm going to do everything that I can to do it. It's especially effective if you're working with teammates and you're kind of communicating with each other in your squad, where I can say, right, you watch the tunnel on the left, you watch the tunnel on the right, the tunnel in the middle is mine. If you're taken out, give us a shout and we'll come and help you out. I didn't mean to do a poem there, but I suppose that's a good way to remember this tactic. So as I said, I'm using the bipod, and if you don't know how to use it, you basically want to go either lie prone or go to kind of a waist-high bit of cover, and you just basically press the left trigger and aim as you normally would, and he'll pull out the bipod. Sometimes it doesn't always do it first time. It seems a little bit glitchy. I find if you sometimes look up a little bit higher, it can make it work. See that I think I'm going to have to reload soon, so I throw the grenade to basically hold them off while I reload, and I do actually luckily get a kill. Even if I didn't kill him, he'd probably see the grenade and back off. And I do throw another grenade before I go back down there. So I know it takes a little bit of time for me to get the bipod out, and I don't want anyone charging round while I'm not ready for them. And once again, rinse and repeat. I'll go back to the same section. I'm wearing flak jackets, so explosives shouldn't be able to kill me. But unfortunately, that one does take me out. In a situation like that, when you've been there for a long time, you've got to expect that they're going to be going for the revenge kills. And the main ways they're going to try and revenge you is by using explosives, or flanking you from another side, and another way is going to be by going around that corner lying prone. You'll find that a lot in this game. People love going prone, and understandable. I mean, it's probably a little bit too effective. I don't like the fact they added prone. So what you generally want to expect, if you're in that area, especially in an enclosed area like that, is you would expect people to try and throw grenades around the corner. In that situation, I didn't move because this is one of my first games using the flak specialization, and I thought I would be safe, but apparently it isn't quite as good as I thought it would be. And you basically want to be ready for them to try and go prone around that corner. When you're prone, you do move quite slowly. If I'm there set up, even if I'm not prone, and I see that they are moving prone around that corner, you can generally take them out just as long as you expect that that's what they're going to do. And you want to be also keeping an eye on the minimap if you're staying in an area quite like that. Basically seeing if your teammates do die, and then you basically want to be trying to move back off a little bit. Here you actually see my headset runs out of batteries, which is a bit unfortunate. So I had to quickly take out my batteries, turn on my hi-fi, and I do end up dying because of it. But I managed to take out 2 people anyway. I do change my audio to the hi-fi setting And like looking back, I probably should have just left it how it was until I got to a bit of a safer area, but I was kind of enjoying this game and I wanted to get back into the action as soon as possible. So here I see I've moved positions, I've jumped ahead a little bit in the game once again. They've only got 10 tickets left, which basically means we've got to kill them 10 times and we win the game. Because I think we've basically won the game now, basically moved up a little bit to get more kills, and I think there was a lot of them funneling through this area, so I'm basically changed my position and knowing where they were. I'm not running back to try and defend those points, basically because I know by the time I get to those points, they're going to be either destroyed or saved anyway. But luckily my team does get that A point. I was kind of a bit scared at this area, that after all this hard work they were just going to get those 2 points then. And see, there's no one really coming down here. I decided to go back to this area that I was in earlier and try and do basically the same thing. I'd kind of gone here a little bit earlier as well, and it's worked out really well for me using this tunnel. But I think we're just about drawing towards the end of this game. My next video I'm going to be showing attacking, and I'm going to go show a full game of me going through all 3 sections of the map, and we actually win in under 15 minutes. So I'm going to cut a little bit out and speed a few bits up, but basically try and show you the entire game and how I play with each different section using all of the different classes I think I use in that game. But that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers for watching, and I will see you later. Right, you watch the tunnel on the left, you watch the tunnel on the right, the tunnel in the middle is mine. If you're taken out, give us a shout and we'll come and help you out.